Hello. I am live. Welcome to everybody who's here. I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to go live on TikTok too. I'm going to unmute this in just a moment. Let's make sure you guys can hear me first. If you can hear any background noise, it's because this is a house with other people in it as well. Unfortunately, I am not able to just focus on YouTube and TikTok for the moment. Oh, no. Well, what's a little stream without a little drama? Okay. Yes. Hello. I figured it out. I'm proud of myself. I am here. I'm going to go on live on TikTok too. Not, of course, before I spill my protein drink. Subscription information. All right. Live. Hello. Yes. Thank you to Steph, who, as always, helps me navigate all of these things. I'm going to do what no one should do, which is use tissues to clean up a protein drink, which sounds way dirtier than it really is, or maybe that's just my mind. So as you can, no, that's not gonna work. So I've got the Law and Crime YouTube up, so I can, let me see if I can make it a little bit smaller here on my end. Yeah, so that I can see it. And if there's another, I did it. Okay. Fellow lawyer who is new to your channel. Empowered Esquire TV. I appreciate you being here. Let me please set your expectations low. While I do stream occasionally on YouTube about unrelated matters, I usually keep my legal commentary on TikTok. And the only reason I'm here on YouTube is, one, I get to actually see it in real time with you guys. So that's helpful. And two, it allows for better commenting because, like, I can have my best friend be here with me and watch me fumble. I can thank Alex profusely for telling me to come on here and telling me that I could do it and it was okay. I wanted to see if I can let's see if I can make it. No, I don't necessarily think that we need the chat information. I wonder if I can drag it down. No. Okay. That's fine. YouTube is more interactive. I saw you're live on text, following you. TikTok. Okay. I'm great. Does it look bad that he's not there and she is? No, everything's already determined. So I've got, just so everybody knows, I've got my phone set up right here on TikTok. Those of you who are on TikTok, feel free to stay here. If you want to comment and follow along, go on to YouTube because it's going to be too hard for me to keep track. This is already a lot of multitasking and I'm on my lunch break. So just get it together by the top of the hour. Got it. I'm going to say hello. Good morning. Adene Reed. Hello. Thank you for everybody who's followed me over here. Hello, Gilly. Hello, Heather Smith, Lord Betty. Oh, thank you guys all for following me over. Elizabeth, long time. Yeah, I think that's what I'm hearing is that the people are saying that Johnny is still in England, in that sources have confirmed that he will not be here for the verdict or in the courtroom for the verdict, but Amber will. Steph is a good cheerleader. Great question. I'm nervous. Is Amber there? Is it a bad sign? Not necessarily. What's interesting about more recent events is some of the optics that Amber's attorneys have, a narrative that I saw floating around Twitter was that, remember who the real abuser is here, because Amber's lawyer is actually the one who requested that the jurors' names be sealed for a year. It wasn't Johnny's team, it was Amber's team. And therefore she has this moral superiority. I don't, That to me doesn't necessarily follow, but if Amber is really trying, we know that she fired one of her PR teams in the middle of trial. Oh, she just entered the courtroom. Interesting. I usually follow law and crime because they show the multiple views and like the cameras. So I hope I'm live here. Let's confirm I am.
On time, she sticks to schedule, so you can expect very likely sometime in the next 10 minutes that live picture is going to go up in the courtroom.
Interesting. Okay. 10 more minutes. I don't want to pause it. I just want to mute it. I'm trying. I promise I'm trying. Yeah, 10 more minutes. Love that you've been saying both sides, unlike a lot of accounts. I'm trying to. Here's my goal. If someone were to come in, they should not know where I personally stand. The exception I'm going to give is I said when I popped on here, when I was on TikTok earlier, I said to pop on here that I was going to give my my prediction. So here's my prediction. And I don't claim to be, juries are organisms in and of themselves. And the fact that you have, lots and lots of money going into jury experts and how to make up juries and how much time and effort the legal field spends on that shows you that like it's a science. So I'm not going to pretend like I can foresee the future or, I'm psychic in any regard, have that crystal ball that we've talked about in this situation. But based off of the limited information that we got from the jury in the last couple of days, the question that was read to the court yesterday from the jury about the verdict form, my prediction, and after reviewing the evidence and listening along with everybody else, my prediction is on Amber's counterclaim. We're going to start there. I don't think she takes anything. I don't think that they proved their case. Amber's team proved their case that the Waldman statements were made as an agent of Johnny Depp, which is what they have to do. They have to show agency of that Adam Waldman was acting as Johnny Depp's agent at the time that he made those different statements. Just because he is someone's lawyer doesn't mean that he can't have a personal take, which Adam Waldman definitely could have. The jury cannot infer anything based off of Adam Waldman's assertion of attorney-client privilege or attorney work product. It was mostly, if not all, attorney-client privilege, in which he chose not to answer questions in his deposition, and that was played for the jury. The jury cannot make any assumptions off of that, because just because Adam talked with his client, Johnny Depp, about this matter doesn't mean then that he's acting as his agent in statements that Adam Waldman made. That makes sense? That's number one. So I don't necessarily think that she's proven her case that Johnny Depp made those statements or that he had knowledge of those statements being made. Johnny testified on the stand that the first time he heard those statements that are being discussed in the counterclaim and alleged to be defamation, the first time he heard those statements was when they were included in the counterclaim that was filed against him by Amber Heard. Okay. So my prediction on Amber's case is she does not take from Johnny Depp. The jury does not find liability there. Going then to Johnny's case against Amber, it's more complicated. I think it's a 50-50 shot at this point, which I know is kind of like copping out. But I think it's a 50-50 shot that they lose on the defamation claim because of the technicality of the statements. And that changed for me after I listened to what the jury's question was. So if you look at the verdict form, I would attempt to bring it up, but I can't. There's no way. This is all I can do. I can't. I'm not going to try because I'll mess something up. But the jury's question specifically was on the title of the article, the op-ed. It said, "I spoke out about sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath." Is that live? The tables are cleared. So it definitely looks like that is a live picture coming from the courtroom. The judge has not taken the bench. Does it say live on there? But I'm assuming that it is. I don't know. I have closed captions on right now. Let me turn those off. It definitely looks like that is a live view. So the question that the jury had to get, in order for the jury to get there, the question that they had specifically was whether or not that title, that statement, I spoke out against SV, I'll call it SV for YouTube purposes, SV, and felt our culture's wrath. The jury said, are we taking that statement as a statement standing alone, or is that the entire op-ed article that's the defamation claim on that particular jury verdict form? And the reason that's important is because in order to get there, it was this question was specifically the third question down that they were asking this about, which was, is this false? So in order to prove defamation, the statements have to be false. They have to be false. Truth is an absolute defense to defamation because one main important element of defamation is that it has to be false, okay? So the more important part about that is that the questions above that were, it was made by Amber Heard and it was about Johnny Depp. So question 1, the statement was made by Amber Heard. Question 2, the statement was about Johnny Depp. Question 3, the statement was false. So in order to get to the question that the jury had as to that statement, I spoke out about SV and I faced our culture's wrath. The jury first had to get to Amber Heard made the statement. It was about Johnny Depp. And then the statement is false. So the kind of wobbling that I have as to that specific statement is if you take it without context of the evidence presented, the op-ed, all of that, the statement itself could be true. I spoke out against something technically true. She did speak out and she has had backlash. Like those things can be true. But the jury, in order to get to that question, would have already determined that it was about Johnny Depp. So does that make sense? The reason I think there's a possibility he wins here is because in some form, they've already found that that statement is not just this vague, kind of includes Johnny. Well, it does include Johnny, but it's about general, the Me Too movement in general, yada, yada, yada. Like it's just this big, overarching discussion that kind of includes some things about a past relationship, which we all know who it's about. But the jury had to have found that it was about Johnny Depp. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Any questions? Let me know. Yes, it is live. Amber is in there. Perfect. Thank you so much. It's 11:58. Once this chick leaves the stream and they just go to the courtroom, I will turn on the sound. Guys, don't be nervous. A couple of you are saying you're nervous. This is, anxious. I get it. Here's my response to you, though. One thing that we like to say in the law is you can't squeeze blood from a turnip. And to the extent Amber still hasn't paid for her, well, she's pledged for it, but she hasn't paid the donations that she's promised to the ACLU and the Children's Hospital. Even if Johnny wins on any amount of money, $1, I guess she could hand it over to him in court or his team. But the money really isn't the issue here. The reputation is. And the live coverage of this and the discussion of this and the live streaming of this and all the personal details coming out has done more, in my opinion, for Johnny Depp's reputation than any money that Amber could ever hand over would. There's just no way. This is a great way to highlight what the difference is here. Guilty and not guilty are in the criminal sector. What we are finding here is liability. Are they liable? There's a lot of differences between criminal court and civil court. In this situation, we're dealing with a preponderance of the evidence. The jury has to find that it's just ever so slightly tilted, just ever so slightly. towards Johnny in order to find liability. The only thing that he has to find, that the jury has to find by clear and convincing evidence, is the actual malice. Actual malice is only applicable to public figures in defamation. If you or I are on the plaintiff's side in a defamation case, we do not have to prove, assuming that we're all not public figures, we do not have to prove that the other person acted with actual malice. In Johnny's situation, we do have to prove that. Judge is coming in, as noted by the standing.
And so forth, as we get ready for this verdict to be read. It is about 3 o'clock. All right, are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to,
All right. Just for everybody in the gallery, reminder this is a court of law. And regardless of the verdict, I will not tolerate any outbursts whatsoever. Okay? Thank you.
this is going to be really interesting. Sip my coffee. Drop your predictions now, and then we'll see who's right. Oh, I should.
If I can have the attorney's approach for a moment.
Well, this is interesting. I wonder why. I wonder if they're telling her what the ultimate verdict is. Are they looking over? What is going on? We'd like to continue streaming for just a couple more minutes to get some extra revenue to all the channels that are streaming. So if you could just sidebar for a moment so we can just add a couple extra seconds to that revenue stream, that'd be great.
All right, again, you're looking live. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what I need to do, I need to give the forms back to you. When you find for a defamatory statement, one or more, you need to fill out the compensatory damages. It has to be at least $1 for compensatory damages and up to whatever you feel the damages should be.
Someone has, okay. All right, this is big. There's a defamatory statement, one or more.
To the operation room and do that for me, okay?
Amber lost, guys. Amber lost. I'm calling it Amber lost. They got to give Johnny damages. That's what I find. Oh my God. So here's what happened. The jury found, the jury verdict forms are set up to where.
So we'll be in recess till we hear back from them. Don't go too far, okay? Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to remove this.
Just as we were telling you, this could wrap up in just about 10 minutes by 3:10.
So, Amber, here's what happened. The verdict forms themselves are laid out in such a way that it asks you if defamation, if Amber Heard, let's take Amber Heard because that's the origination of this claim, is Johnny Depp claims Amber Heard defamed him. So in order to find defamation, you have to find A, B, C, D, like we were discussing earlier. 1, that Amber made the statement. 2, that the statement was about Johnny. 3, that the statement was false. 4, that it was defamatory in nature, that she knew that she knew that it would be that Johnny, it was about Johnny. I'll have to pull up the verdict form again. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, defamation. Then you have to find, because I think you need pods for the echo to stop. Is it still echoing? Is it still echoing? It shouldn't be echoing. I'm sorry. It's not echoing on TikTok. Okay, it's not echoing. Okay, perfect. It's probably the other stream. So in that verdict form, you have to find that, first you have to find defamation. Because it's a public figure, there's an added line about actual malice. And then if you recall, the judge told the jury, she did, I remember her saying this, that if you find yes for a defamatory statement and actual malice, you then go to the next page to fill out damages. Okay. The jury seems to have found defamation for one or more statements, but didn't follow that next step of finding what the damages were. So the reason I'm saying that it's Johnny that is likely going to win in this matter, one, the question that came back was specifically about Johnny's matter. So it sounded like the jury was focused in on that, was not going to be finding for Amber. Two, I think that just generally, and we can agree to disagree, but I feel like Johnny's team did present a stronger case. Amber's team, by definition, they're on the defense when they're the defendant, but even on their counterclaim, it just wasn't as strong of a case as Johnny Depp's team. Understanding Johnny Depp has a lot more money. He has a lot more funds to be hiring additional attorneys. I counted at one point 9 or 10 attorneys in the courtroom while they were discussing last couple of days of trial, dealing with jury instructions and closings and wrapping up rebuttal witnesses. It just doesn't. It doesn't follow for me that she would have won on any of her claims, and that's something that the jury would be tied up with. Additionally, someone in the chat did say Depp's team didn't ask for damages. They didn't present any evidence of damages. They did discuss a little bit some of the money, the money that he was making for his films during the marriage, but really it was Amber's team that came through with she lost Aquaman, or Aquaman 3, that her role was limited in Aquaman 2, that she could have renegotiated on Aquaman 2 and 3, that was her A Star is Born moment. And so if they found for Amber on her defamation claim, then it would follow that the jury would know to fill out damages. In my head, I'm trying to think about how this would look. It would follow then that the jury would want to fill out damages because they were presented so much evidence about what Amber wanted insofar as damages. Carly's still confused. Let me break it down again. So the jury came in, they said, we are done. We've reached a verdict. You are so welcome, world. We're here. We are going to deliver our verdict. We all set our clocks for noon. And the only tidbit of information we got from the jury in the days that they were deliberating was a question on the verdict form where the op-ed article title was placed. And the question from the jury was, do we just look at that title or do we look at the entire piece to determine if it was false? In order to get to that question, you first have to find that Amber made the statement and that it was about Johnny. So we get to noon today. The jury hands over the verdict forms to the judge. The judge says, interesting, as she looks them over, asks counsel to approach. And it turns out there is a defamatory statement that was found. Someone did find defamation. The likelihood that it's for Johnny Depp is extremely high, in my opinion, based off of what I know, what I've seen, my experience, yada, yada, yada. And no one filled out the damages portion. So wait, so who suffered damages according to the jury? We don't know. Nothing was read about the verdict. I'm basing this off of my speculation, but in my reasoned, experienced opinion would find that the jury found the statements made by Amber defamatory about Johnny. In my opinion, yes, Daniel, that is good for Johnny Depp. They both win and they both get $1. The problem with that, Steph, the problem is I don't think they can both win. And let me tell you why. Perfect opening to tell you why. So Johnny Depp's claims against Amber Heard for defamation, this is a really important distinction, because a lot of people thought, well, either they both lose or they both could win and they could just each get $1, right? Johnny's claims about Amber's defamation are that she said she was abused. And Amber's claims about defamation against Johnny are that Johnny's attorney called her abuse allegations a hoax and a lie. So the crux of the facts that form the basis of this defamation claim are Amber was abused, Amber lied. And in order for both defamation charges, both statements to be defamatory, they both have to be false. And I don't see a world in which both she was abused and she lied to be true. Johnny is in the UK, so he won't be there. You need a mega pint. I mean, I can't explain how much I need one too. I drink wine so slow that I have a glass of wine a night, but I like pour myself this much. Most of it's syrup. If you've been with me for a while, you know, don't judge me. I'm not judging you. It's rude. It's rude. Don't judge me. And it takes me about 3 hours to finish a glass of wine. So the last time I felt buzzed was about a month and a half ago when I took one shot of tequila. And before that, it was a long time. And I can't explain enough how much I'd like to have a good solid drink tonight. Do you think the ACLU will beat Depp? So for those who don't know, the ACLU has filed suit against Johnny Depp in New York for reasonable expenses related to the subpoenas Johnny Depp and his team issued to the ACLU with regard to this case. It is, I mean, all of this is, it's so convoluted. The ACLU is asking for $86,000 in reasonable expenses in responding to subpoenas. I need to take a closer look. They listed out 4 different attorneys that assisted and the amount of hours billed. That seems extremely high. But if that's their cost, I guess that's their cost. What I found in practice in California is that when you go to ask a judge for reasonable attorney's fees, they don't look at your full billed amount as reasonable attorney's fees. They deduct about 20%. And if you look back at Britney Spears' case, for those who have followed that has happened in her case as well. 20% in fees and costs has been held, or not costs, I don't think. Fees has been held back in the attorneys who have billed that case, which is a lot, pending resolution of accountings, and then they would get paid the balance of their amount if it's reasonable, yada, yada, yada. So I think 86 is high, but what is the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union? Watching you over CNN, Fox, etc., your insight is better. This goes to my proposition yesterday that a number of us create a 24/7 news network, which competes with MSNBC, CNN, and Fox. And we cover all things petty and real. So like 6 p.m. with Heather the Lawyer on all the legal commentary you need to know about TikTok right now. I mean, or Under the Desk News covers your 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Top stories for the day. I'm really going all in on this. When will we get an answer? I don't know. How long is it going to take them to go back and determine how much? I mean, I know you guys don't want to hear this. It could be tomorrow. It depends on how much. If they are going to award him $1, maybe they're just going to go in the back and be like, "Oh crap, I meant to write $1 down. I knew I missed something," and they go back and write $1 down, and they're good. Camille Ben shaked hands and smiled. Do you think that's a positive sign? Listen, I think Johnny got this. It's neither. No. You can't make me. Thank you. That's very kind. They are not reasonable if they are a nonprofit. It's my understanding they hired outside counsel to assist them in the response to the subpoenas with documents. They had to review the documents for privileged information. They didn't have to provide a privilege log for any information that they withheld. Maybe I'm missing part of this, but the ACLU provides legal services, and they weren't a party to this litigation. They were a non-party. And Amber, as far as I understand, was never their client, so there wasn't any attorney-client privilege. They didn't work as a legal team, so I assume there was no attorney work product privilege. I'm not quite sure what other privilege there would be. If there was maybe an NDA that they need to deal with, but then I don't think that should be charged to Johnny Depp. Reasonable costs in relation to responding to a subpoena, in my opinion, would be copying costs. If you had witnesses go provide their testimony and that person generally bills $400 an hour and they're going to go provide 4 hours of testimony, then $1,600 doesn't sound unreasonable. But billing, there's something that just doesn't sit right with me on that. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. They're back.
15, not.
Thank you. Why did I press pause and not turn down the volume? Let me see. Okay. Oh, I need to add it to the stream. Jeez, told you guys I'm not a professional streamer. I'm a lawyer by trade and a mom. Okay, and a wife, but do you think it's $1? I think they did it on purpose. They may have. I hope they award him $7 million and he pays off her pledges. That's funny. Interesting, man. Sound? I don't think my sound's off. The sound's on. It's on. They're just muted. Because if I walk back here, see, you can hear it, and then I'm gonna go live. It's just they're muted. How long can they take? 2.3 million people watching. Is it? 2.8. Wow. I will say between this and I can't believe I've forgotten her name. The sweet blonde girl who went missing in Florida after a road trip with her boyfriend. Judge is back. That case and this case has really built up the law and crime network. Okay, judge is back. All right, come on, people. Okay, there's sound. Gabby Petito, yes, thank you. Stand for the jury. Gabby Petito, yes. Shh, I can't show you guys the screen. If you want to see the screen, go onto my YouTube. It's in my comments. It's in my bio. It's on there. I've got it on there. This and that. I can only do those two things. Judge is back. Can you guys hear now? I wonder if we'll see actual tears from Amber if she loses.
All right, Mr. Foreperson, is this the verdict of the jury?
Yes.
All right, is it unanimous? Thank you, sir. Okay.
Can you confirm, guys, that you can? Okay, yes, thank you. You guys can hear it.
In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. 1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition, quote, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes.
Wow.
Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard
Actual malice.
Actual malice? Answer, yes.
Wow.
2. As to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled A Transformative Moment for Women in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question,
They've already found the elements.
Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes.
How much do you think they award him?
Due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes.
I think they might give him the 50.
As to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled A Transformative Moment for Women in the Washington Post print edition.
So this is defamatory statement number 3.
Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million.
Ooh.
In civil case number CL 2019
$15 million.
11, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1. As to this statement appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. 2. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote,
They're not going to find
quite
defamation on
simply,
her
this was
end.
an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up.
She
by
owes
calling
15.
the cops, but the first attempt did not do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes.
Oh,
Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes.
interesting.
Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false. Answer, yes. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes.
Okay. So there's damages then.
3. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail.
Interesting.
Quote, we've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no.
Okay.
As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
All right. Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Jamie?
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer.
They're going to go one by one.
If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Juror number 10. Juror
Pretend like that
number
didn't
15.
happen.
Juror number 16.
I'm going to explain this in a minute.
22. Juror number 27. Juror number 29.
All right. I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your service in this case.
Okay.
I want to thank you again for your dedication. And your hard
Camille
work.
and Ben Shu are
I
like
want to speak for
fist bumping
everybody
under the table.
when I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifice.
Camille just said, wow.
Your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. So the net result is Johnny Depp gets $13 million. They found Johnny Depp proved all of his alleged defamatory statements against Amber. Amber's team proved that Adam Waldman made that statement about roughing up the house. They called the police department the second time. They found that was both defamatory, made with actual malice, and then awarded Amber $2 million.
With law, I will amend the punitive damages award to the statutory cap of $350,000.
Okay.
That's award. Okay. I will set this down for entry of an order. And can we do it on June 24th at 10 a.m. if that's available? All right, Mr. Chu, if you could prepare that order and then circulate it to Ms. Bretterhoff, and we can have all the objections noted on it. All right. All right, and if I get it before that date, I'll take it off the docket.
Okay, so
All right, again, thank you to all the attorneys for your professionalism, and you're welcome to come to my courtroom anytime. Well, give me a few weeks, but then you can come anytime, okay? All right, court is adjourned. Thank you.
okay. One last time. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Johnny's team is hugging each other. Amber's hugging her counsel Elaine and Mr. Rottenborn, as Johnny Depp would say. And we're out. So let me explain what happened. Johnny Depp alleged 3 separate statements made by Amber Heard that were defamatory that the jury agreed. They awarded him $10 million in compensatory damages, $5 million in punitive. Virginia has a cap of $350,000 on punitive damages. It's a statutory cap. Oh, my live stream red flush is coming through. On Amber's side, the jury found that she did prove one of the statements was defamatory with clear and convincing evidence. She proved to the jury that it was made with actual malice and by Adam Waldman on Johnny's behalf. And they awarded her $2 million in compensatory damages. I don't know where they got that number from. Perhaps it was based off of the testimony that they gave about the Aquaman 2 renegotiation. But regardless, they gave her $2 million in compensatory, 0 in punitive. So the net result is Johnny would take $10,350,000. Yeah, $10,350,000 is what he would be awarded after being adjusted. You offset the $2 million that Amber was awarded, so Johnny gets $8,350,000, which is interesting because it's $1 million over what Amber got awarded in their divorce settlement. So Johnny is owed $350 for each claim, and Amber is owed $350. No, Amber got $2 million in compensatory, no punitive, so punitive doesn't get reduced. Only punitive damages are reduced to $350,000. Because punitive damages are damages that are meant to make a statement to the world that we cannot tolerate this behavior. So some legislatures have limited that. Because in my state, punitive damages can go crazy. We've employment law claims and stuff like that. They can run into millions and millions and millions of dollars. So punitive is the only one that gets reduced. Compensatory means it's paying you back for money that you've lost. So compensatory doesn't get reduced. Punitive is over and above money that you need to make yourself whole. So those get reduced. So Johnny gets $10 million in compensatory, not reduced. $5 million awarded by the jury in punitive that then gets reduced to $350,000. So that's $10,350,000. Amber was awarded $2 million in compensatory, 0 in punitive, no reduction on Amber's side. So $10,350,000 minus $2 million that was awarded to Amber. Johnny takes $8,350,000. That would be what the ultimate judgment would be. Why does he not get the $5 million? For whatever reason, we can go into that another time. Why Virginia has chosen to limit punitive damages. The statement was about them trashing the hotel room. Correct. Was it the hotel or was it the penthouse room? He did get his money back. Which Waldman statement? It was the statement about the police were called. They found nothing. So Amber and her friends roughed up the place, spilled some wine, and called the police department again. Yes. Thank you, Steph. Steph said earlier, wait. No, somebody else. Where is it? So if it was someone else who made the statement, why is Johnny punished for it? The jury they got instructions about agency. Agency is when somebody else acts on your behalf. As his attorney, the jury found the elements necessary to attribute Johnny's attorney statements to Johnny on the basis of agency. He was acting as his agent at the time, not in the agent, movie star agent as in if you work for an employer and you get in your car and you're going to go run an errand for the employer, you're an agent of the employer and the employer is liable if you run into somebody and hurt them. That kind of agency. You want to see Amber leave? Let me go to the live view on here, and no one's walked out the door yet. Johnny won. Do I think Amber will appeal? I don't know. I don't know. I can't believe this. He lied multiple times. I started as a Johnny Depp fan, but changed my support later on because Johnny was lying. So sorry for Amber. I respect your position. Amber was, I go back to this, the pledged versus donated. She, in my opinion, that's where she really lost a lot of credibility on the stand. She really spoke down to the jury. This is what we do. This is how we talk here. You know, this is what we do. We say pledged, but we say donated, but we mean pledged. Like that's, I understand what people are trying to say. I remember when she's getting questions, and I understand what people are trying to say, but that's not what we do. And I just think she gaslit the jury. That's my opinion. She tried to gaslight the jury and tell them like, what you're seeing a blue sky, but really in our world, that's green. And I'm allowing you a chance to look into our world. And like in our world, you're going to have to believe me, that's green. And like, you're welcome. You know, like that's how it came off. I mean, potentially, maybe, I don't know. They both lied a little bit. I've been getting a lot of questions about perjury charges. I think the likelihood of that is extremely low. Definitely gaslighting when you use tissue for non-existent tears. It's the Candace tissue triangle. If you know what that is, you know what it is. Amber is so full of herself, she'll appeal. Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe. We'll see. The problem is, I asked for Amber, isn't it cheaper to appeal than pay? I mean, it's more money out. I don't know if she'll end up declaring bankruptcy or not. I don't know. We'll have to see. I can. We still got a little bit of time. If they end up doing a press conference, I can try to take it. So Johnny is a net $8,350,000 judgment ahead of Amber. Why did she get $2 million? I don't know. That's one of those things that the jury had to real quick, must have had some like plans for this afternoon. They're like, Wednesday, we are out. I don't care. You want a number? You want two? All in favor. $2 million sound good? Based off of any evidence? I don't know. Well, 2 sounds good. Johnny still ends up ahead. I started off neutral, but after evidence, I was on Johnny's side. So what happens if she appeals? It really depends on what the appeal is based off of. It could be based off of any number of objections or motions. We didn't see motions in limine. Motions in limine are motions made before trial to admit or exclude evidence. And a lot of times that is a very important turning point in the trial that you never really see, because it determines the scope of the trial itself. So for instance, we didn't hear much about Amber's prior domestic violence matters, likely because it was in a motion in limine that you cannot use past conduct. Generally, this is the rule. You can't use past conduct to prove current conduct. So just because you may have a witness, Steph may have been in the car when I ran 4 red lights, in the last year. But if I'm on trial today for running a red light, Steph can't go to the stand and be like, well, here's what I know. She ran 4 red lights in the last year. So the likelihood's there. You can't do that. You can't do that. It was unanimous. Every question they said yes seems a bit silly to appeal. It's not about that, though. Appeals are not about the ultimate verdict, though a prevailing party likely wouldn't appeal. Appeals are about the technicalities of trial, the basis of a judge's decision to admit or exclude evidence, and how that shapes the evidence at trial that then shapes the verdict. So if evidence was excluded that Amber's team really wanted and thought was going to prove her case, but it was excluded. Amber's team could ultimately appeal those decisions if they have a basis for appeal. Looking then at the appeal processes are much different than this court. There's different standards and timelines, and how all of that's decided is a lot different than trial court. They can attempt to take something like that up on appeal, but it's the likelihood that she would win on something like that with the evidence I am aware of is not, I don't think she's going to have a high likelihood. I don't recall my answer for any of your behavior. I don't recall. It's not 13 million. It's not 13 because the punitive damages that Johnny was awarded was 5 million, but statutory limits in Virginia is to 350,000. And the damages were not awarded per defamatory statement. It was a total compensatory and punitive damages for all defamation statements against Johnny. 10 million in compensatory, 5 million in punitive. 5 million verdict is automatically reduced to $350,000 by statute in Virginia. June 24th date is an entry of judgment they all must come back for, apparently. We could always just do that here. Just submit it, but maybe there's another reason there. I feel like Amber would have done better with a better attorney. That lady was bad. It's my understanding that Elaine has a very good reputation in the area. Some people have argued that when the facts aren't on your side, being a really good lawyer is harder. I don't know. I do believe that there is something to be said for the amount of money Johnny had in order to fund his team and have such a top-notch team. If I have enough money to hire the Golden State Warriors and you have enough money to hire the local basketball team, I'm going to win in that competition. Amber has tweeted, oh my goodness. We must know. She must have already had this ready. The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I am heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. I believe Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK. I'm sad I lost this case, but I am sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly. Someone said Elon needs to delete her Twitter. Yeah. Show me you've learned nothing from the case that just concluded 5 minutes ago without showing me you've learned nothing from the case that just concluded 5 minutes ago. Oh, this was April 9th. So her tweet on April 9th was, I'm going to go offline for the next several weeks. As you may know, I'll be in Virginia where I face my ex-husband, Johnny Depp, in court. Johnny is suing me for an op-ed I wrote in the Washington Post in which I recounted my experience of violence and domestic abuse. I never named him. Rather, I wrote about the price women pay for speaking out against men in power. I continue to pay that price, but hopefully when this case concludes, I can move on and so can Johnny. I've always maintained a love for Johnny, and it brings me great pain to have to live out the details of our past life together in front of the world. At this time, I recognize the ongoing support I've been fortunate enough to receive throughout these years, and in the coming weeks, I will be leaning on it more than ever. Anyway, where was Johnny during the verdict? I have been informed that he's in the UK. Historic day for men. I'm not ashamed that I cried. Here's the thing. I don't think that this case is the DV poster child. I don't think there is ever going to be a perfect victim of domestic violence, but using your case when you've been accused of DV and stated so much in a recording, I just don't feel like propping yourself up on the backs of actual survivors of abuse, using them crawling up the mountain of their bodies to lift yourself up is the right way to go if you want to show humility. It is if you want to show Amber, it's, find if what you really want is ego, then climb up whoever you want to climb up and use whatever voice you can. But if you really want to protect women, mocking DV while you're hitting somebody and admitting to it, and then saying the system protects men, not women, and this takes us all back, when there are this is what pisses me off. There are actual laws and systemic issues that we are facing in the United States of America currently that truly do take women back. And you're going to pretend like you losing a defamation case against your ex-husband, which you made the details of your relationship extremely public, leaked things to TMZ, chose this as your Star is Born moment the minute you're featured in Aquaman. Sorry, no. Not that is absolutely unacceptable, because there are women without millions of dollars, without the inability to buy a beautiful home recently. No. Hard pass. Absolutely not. Johnny posted on Instagram. How you guys want me to find Instagram? Let's see. Oh, geez, man, come on, find a better font. 6 years ago, my life, the life of my children, the lives of those closest to me, and also the lives of the people who for many, many years have supported and believed in me were forever changed. All in the blink of an eye. False, very serious criminal allegations were levied at me via the media, which triggered an endless barrage of hateful content, although no charges were ever brought against me. It had already traveled around the world twice within a nanosecond, and it had a seismic impact on my life and my career. And 6 years later, the jury gave me my life back. I am truly humbled. My decision to pursue this case, knowing very well the height of the legal hurdles that I would be facing and the inevitable worldwide spectacle into my life, was only made after considerable thought. From the very beginning, the goal of bringing this case was to reveal the truth, regardless of the outcome. Speaking the truth was something that I owe to my children and to all those who have remained steadfast in their support of me. I feel at peace knowing I have finally accomplished that. I still think they were both toxic as hell. Let's hope they can move on and heal. And something that isn't talked about enough, this toxic relationship was broadcast for children of Johnny Depp. Both parties are complicit in that. That causes trauma in a child's life. Those kids need to heal. If anything, Amber set women back. She seems to have used Me Too as a means of vengeance. Yeah, and the whole free speech, which is interesting, seems very much like Elon Musk may have had a... Did Elon help you draft that statement? Oh, there's a second page. My apologies. I couldn't see. Thank you. I am and have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and the colossal support and kindness from around the world. I hope that my quest to have the truth be told will have helped others, men or women, who have found themselves in my situation, and that those supporting them never give up. I also hope that the position will now return to innocent until proven guilty, both within the courts and in the media. I wish to acknowledge the noble work of the judge, the jurors, the court staff, and the sheriffs who have sacrificed their own time to get to this point, and to my diligent, unwavering legal team who did an extraordinary job in helping me to share the truth. The best is yet to come, and a new chapter has finally begun. Veritas numquam perit. Truth never perishes. I have an Italian last name, so for some reason I feel the need to say that in an accent. Italian only by ways in which I cannot say on a live stream. Why couldn't Johnny's team do a forensic analysis of Amber and his picture? I do not know. Notice how in his statement he thanked everyone. He did. Yeah, I read. Oh, Amber posted on Instagram too. Jeez, man, people. Did she just write the same statement on Instagram? Search bar. Oh, it's the same statement. Is there a page too? No, same thing. Same thing we read off of Twitter. Tag me in a Twitter post, Daniel. Let me see. Okay, perfect. Oh, it's the one I just read. Thank you. As a survivor of domestic violence, I never wanted to keep on with it or make it public. When we try to move on, we don't keep dragging it out. Interesting. Interesting. How can he lose if the jurors think she lied? Because that particular statement was about a specific incident that they found Johnny Depp liable on, was about a specific incident about calling the police department, then her friends coming over, roughing the place up, spilling some wine, and then calling the police department again. So in that situation, you had the people who were a part of that testify. Rocky, her ex-husband, which the real interesting part to me is a number of Amber's witnesses that were around for all of this, she's lost touch with, which losing touch with friends is something I've done. So I don't begrudge anybody the ability to stop talking to people if they want to. That's fine. But a couple months before her legal team reaches out to them, she doesn't call them and say, hey, I know you've heard about the legal situation. I just want to give you a heads up that someone's going to be calling you. I know we don't talk as much anymore, but just a heads up. She instead called these people under the pretense of, I want to get together. Let's get together. And I'd love to catch up with you. You want to grab a glass of wine? I'd love to grab a glass of wine with you. You want to meet like down at the corner bar? Let's meet at the corner bar. And then she meets them at the corner bar and, oh my God, how are the kids? How's life? How's everything going? Is it going? Oh, that's amazing. I always knew you were going to do well at underwater basket weaving. I felt it. I knew it. I'm glad that you're finally pursuing that career. So by the way, my legal team is going to need you to testify. So if you could make yourself available, both for a deposition, maybe a subpoena, and also for a very big televised trial. Like, he didn't really lose. His lawyer said something by proxy that got him in trouble. And that's a fair way to look at it. And maybe Adam Waldman pays the $2 million. I think the truth is we all focused on how this affects Johnny and Amber, but not everyone around them. This has been a spectacle for everyone. That poor makeup artist who started crying, I don't doubt that I did not doubt her authenticity or the veracity of her statements, the truthfulness of her statements. Amber Heard's makeup artist. You could really feel that, in my opinion, her like true anguish. And the people that have been brought into this, the DV survivors that have, despite all attempts, likely saw some portion of this trial and have been triggered by it. It all around, it's just a sucky situation. I'm wondering how she will pay. Does she have to pay the whole money at a specific time? And what if the money is delayed? I mean, that's collections. Unlikely. That money is being pocketed by other people. So headlines are saying Johnny won, but like she kind of won too. Right. Johnny prevailed. She prevailed on a claim. In California, for instance, if I would have sent, we have requests for admissions, discovery process. If I would have sent to opposing counsel, admit that this Adam Waldman statement that was ultimately found to be defamation, admit that this statement is defamatory. Oh, here they come. Here they come. I don't know if there's going to be a press conference statement, but
the Depp legal team coming outside right now. They're taking their real live victory lap in real time.
I don't know if they're going to say anything.
I'm going to go to the podium.
They have a script prepared, I think. Yep.
And here they are approaching the podium. Ben Chu, Camille Vasquez, the rest of the Johnny Depp legal team.
Don't turn it down, people.
Hi, everyone. Today's verdict confirms what we have said from the beginning, that the claims against Johnny Depp are defamatory and unsupported by any evidence. We are grateful, so grateful to the jury for their careful deliberation, to the judge and the court staff who have devoted an enormous amount of time and resources towards this case.
Our judicial system is predicated on each person's right to have his or her case heard, and we were honored, truly honored, to assist Mr. Depp in ensuring that his case was fairly considered throughout the trial. We are also most pleased that the trial has resonated for so many people in the public who value truth and justice. Now that the jury has reached its conclusive verdict, it's time to turn the page and look to the future. Thank you all so much, and thanks to the jury.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Johnny, how is he feeling? How's Johnny feeling? Johnny, Amber ever
I don't know if Amber's team, I assume they're not going to be making any public statements. Here's an interesting fact. Camille is not a partner at the law firm. Ben is. Does Camille make partner out of this? Yeah, she's pretty awesome. Amber's her own worst enemy. I think her need to embellish everything and not just be honest. Yeah, I agree. She was, it really was the role of a lifetime, and she really failed, in my opinion. If half the stuff she said was true, or 3/4, her retelling of a story would have been much better if all she did was retell it and didn't attempt to portray it as a specific genre. I don't know. Justice for Camille. Yeah, she needs to be. Yeah, I agreed, Steph. I thought about saying that myself. Yeah, she better be a partner now. The blonde, there was a blonde that came in at the end. She's an associate, but the blonde that was there the entire time, she had wavy blonde hair. She questioned a couple witnesses, including Johnny, I think on redirect, maybe. I can't remember. But she is a partner. She's the only other partner other than Ben and the other gentleman. But that tends to be the situation. More men do tend to be partners at law firms. Amber on Real Housewives. Could you imagine? Oh my God. Amber Heard and Erica Jane going at it. Real Legal of Bravo. I'm here. That will be on our 9 o'clock hour on our 24/7 channel. Amber could BK, but bankruptcy is a much more complicated situation when you have that much money. How much are you willing to give up and liquidate for your bankruptcy trustee to pay off all of your debts? Camille deserves a part in Aquaman. Oh, that's funny. Amber and Teresa. So Teresa, Erica, Jen Shaw, and Amber Heard. Yeah, throw in Ramona just for the just cuz. I mean, why not it? Why not? I appreciate that so much. I really attempted. I took great glee every time someone would be like, "Oh my god, she's so clearly for Johnny. Oh my god, I can't believe how pro Amber she is." I loved that no one had any clue where I landed and that I was so unbiased. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. It makes me happy because it means I did exactly what I wanted to do, which was give you legal information without telling you what I thought about specific legal takes in the ultimate verdict. Where's Johnny's statement? It's on his IG, and yeah, it's on his IG. So, yay! I'm gonna try to turn this into a more legal-based channel. I'm gonna do my best. Understanding that I also have a career as a lawyer, which is why I get to be able to do stuff like this. So subscribe if you haven't. I'll try to make some more videos. I just tend to do better with live streams, so that may be what I do. But I appreciate all of you being here and taking this live with me. And I'm almost at 200,000 followers on TikTok, which is crazy. So thank you to all of you. You guys are following me as you speak. My leaderboard name on Peloton is Heather the ESQ. Please follow me there. Yeah, it's been an amazing ride. I won't stop covering stuff because that's just, I enjoy this. You guys have become my real life friends. My real life friends they're gone. Steph, I appreciate you. Subscribe. We will talk. I will start. What's next for you in terms of content? So happy I found you because of this trial. I will figure that out. I'm in the process. I'm in the process. Britney Spears is next. I think her hearing is next month. So I will definitely be covering that, though don't expect much in the way of live coverage in the courtroom. That's not what probate courts do. All right, guys, have a good summer. Welcome to the kickoff of it. Have a good rest of your day, rest of your week. Enjoy the hell out of it. You all deserve it. We all deserve it. Merry Wednesday. Have a drink for me. Bye, everybody.